My music is inspired by life and all of the beautiful things about it. I write a lot of songs to express how I feel in that time. Sometimes there are lessons that I need to learn. And so I write these songs and they become mantras, you know. And it's a part of growing as a person, and that's how I grow, and that's how I figure things out, you know. I write songs about it so I can it serves as a reminder for myself to do these things, whatever it is that I'm writing about. Try to remember those important lessons in life. And the cool thing is a lot of other people can relate to these same lessons or stories that I'm telling in these songs. And that's the beautiful thing about it, that even though you wrote something so personal to your own self and your own life, it still has value to other people because they have had those experiences as well, you know. It's a beautiful thing to connect with people in that way. I'm stoked to be here, so thank you so much for coming out. I want to sing this song. It's called Sweetness. Today's my anniversary. 5 years I've been married. Yeah. And my husband's on Oahu. It's all good. He had to work, so did I. But anyway, he's my best friend. I tell him everything. I don't know if he hears it all, but just joking. He's the bomb. He's like the best. I got one of my cousin's husbands here, but I usually say he's the best husband of all my cousin's husbands. But I have a cousin whose husband is here, so sorry about that, but I'm just joking. Anyway, I'm gonna sing this song that I wrote about him. So hope you guys like it. Song is called Sweetness. Song about my weakness. Every single time, this happens every single time I close my eyes. Every single time I close my eyes, it is your sweetness I visualize. Just when I think I've had enough, I find myself back in your charms. Your sweetness is my weakness, and my weakness is your sweetness. I feel so high. Every Monday morning it is the worst. Instead of waking up and getting ready for work, I'd rather stay with you just a moment more. The way you make me feel, I just can't ignore. Yes, I'd rather stay there with you, yeah. Your sweetness is my weakness, and my weakness is your sweetness.
Every single time I close my eyes, I see you. And every night I go to bed, I dream of only you and your sweetness. Yes, your sweetness. Eleana uikekaie iko umoe uhanela mahalo nuiloa ya oe no keia maupua o nauna. Yes, your sweetness is truly my weakness, my weakness, my weakness. Your sweetness is definitely my weakness, my weakness, my weakness. And I'd rather stay there with you, yeah. Yes, I'd rather stay there with you, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Daydreamer, sitting on the sea, soaking up the sun. He is a real lover of making up the past and feeling up his girl like he's never felt a figure before. Jaw dropper, looks good when he walks, is the subject of their talk. He would be hard to chase, but good to catch, and he could change the world with his hands behind his back. Oh, and you will find him sitting on your doorstep, waiting for a surprise. And you will feel like he's been there for hours, and you can tell that he'll be there for life. Daydreamer with eyes that make you melt, he'll lend his coat for shelter, plus he's there for you when he shouldn't be, but he stays all the same, waits for you, then sees you through. There's no way I could describe him. What I've said is just what I'm hoping for. And you will find him sitting on your doorstep, and you can tell that he'll be there for life. Yes, I can tell that he'll be there for life. It's dry in the desert. Head-on collision on a tooling country road. Lord, I pray, let them be safe. No turning back, I'm just a mile away from home. I sit here waiting, let me be patient. Sometimes it's hard to ease my mind to realize you're always with me, waiting, willing to hear my prayers, my hopes, my dreams, my every need. I pray for light in times of darkness. What's meant to be will always be, though I control my destiny. Free will you gave me, even though you made me. Be careful of the things we do, it eventually comes back to you. Universal law, Babylon shall fall. Sometimes it's hard to ease my mind to realize you're always with me, waiting, willing to hear my prayers, my hopes, my dreams, my every need. I pray for light in times of darkness. Destruction of civilizations past is consequence of forest rash. The air you breathe is a gift from the trees. What goes up must come back down. What goes around comes back around. The things you do shall be done unto you. Sometimes it's hard to ease my mind to realize you're always with me, waiting, willing to hear my prayers, my hopes, my dreams, my every need. I pray for peace in times of war. Universal law, Babylon shall fall. The things you do shall be done unto you. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful night. Aloha, ahuiho, malamapono.
Hawaiian slack key was created in Hawaii starting somewhere in the early to mid 1800s. And what happened was in the late 1700s, Captain Vancouver of the British Isles came to Hawaii and he gifted King Kamehameha with 4 cattle and a bull. And King Kamehameha put a kapu on those cattle. And so they let the cattle run rampant. And they multiplied. And eventually the Hawaiians had a cattle problem. They didn't really know how to manage these cattle. So Kamehameha III, Kauike Auuli, invited vaqueros, or cowboys, from the West Coast, Mexican, and I believe there was a Polish cowboy. And they came out to Hawaii, and they taught the Hawaiian people the art of what we call paniolo, or the Hawaiian cowboy. They brought their guitars with them. And if you can imagine, late at night by the campfire, the Hawaiians sitting around and playing with these vaqueros. And the vaqueros brought some old Spanish tunings. I find this interesting. The typical history goes, well, they forgot to teach the Hawaiians how to tune, so that's how Hawaiians created slack key guitar. But I don't think that's what happened. I think what really happened was they took some of the tunings and they basically, Hawaiians started to create their own tunings. And eventually they learned to tune the guitar to match their falsetto voices. And you gotta remember that this was a very personal music. Meanwhile, in the late 1800s, there was, of course, the overthrow. And so there were all of these different dynamic factors coming from the outside, whether it was the overthrow of the Kapu system earlier in the 1800s or the overthrow of the monarchy. And slack key guitar was one of those cultural traditions that Hawaiian people felt was personal. And so much of the culture, the language was at one time outlawed. Hula was almost outlawed. It was frowned upon as being demonic. So the missionary perspective really altered the landscape culturally. And so slack key guitar was almost lost because no one wanted to share it. Thankfully, Gabi Pahinui, Sonny Chillingworth, Leonard Kwan, Ata Isaacs, Fred Punahoa, Auntie Alice Namakelua, Kila and Kapono Beamer, Raymond Kane, and others got this music recorded and got it out. And I was very blessed to learn this music as a child. I learned from Bobby Maduro Jr., who was the last protege of Raymond Kane of Nanakuli. And then when I was 13, had the great blessing of learning from Sonny Chillingworth right before he passed away. So I've dedicated my life to perpetuating this tradition that is still one of the lesser known guitar traditions, but as a very famous musician once said, slack key guitar is the final frontier of the acoustic guitar.
So when we say we slack the keys, generally we loosen them, sometimes we tighten them. But languages are kaleidoscopic, and they have cultural relevance. So we change the tuning and we make up a new tuning, and what we do is we put it in a chord like this. So the guitar is already tuned to a chord, so I don't have to hold a chord. That frees up this hand. I use my picking hand and I create a bass pattern like this. This goes through the whole song. It just keeps going no matter what. It's like chewing gum and surfing. Sort of. And over that I'll weave like a simple melody, you know. And then you play the bass and the melody at the same time. That keeps going. That's the foundation of Hawaiian slack key.
Napo'okala. A song by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. And I'm gearing up to actually go on to our leave next week to do, this is our last show of this tour tonight. Paula and I have toured all over the country, and I'm leaving, getting on a tour bus with Joe Walsh and Bad Company, and opening their arena tour next week. So this is the last time I'll be playing Hawaiian music for a while, but I'm kind of in that transition. I just did an album just for that tour called Slack Rock. So this is one of the songs I used to play and haven't done in a while. I don't know which of my friends are here tonight, but you know who you are. Spend my days with a woman unkind, smoke my stuff and drank all my wine. Made up my mind, I'm making a stop, going to California with an aching in my heart. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair.
Took my chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you that I was the same. Sea was red, the sky was gray. Wondering how tomorrow could ever follow today. Nuns and cannons on a tremble and shade. Children of the sun you give to away. Seemed that the wrath of the gods got a punch on the nose, and it started to flow. I think I might be sinking. Though the light of a reach in time, meet you up there with a path from the street. To find a queen without a king. They say she plays guitar, she cries, she sings. Ride a white mare in the footsteps of dawn, trying to find a woman who's never, never, never been born. Standing on a hill in a mountain of dreams, telling myself it's not as hard as it seems. It's hard. Oh, Led Zeppelin in slack key. One of the joys of going out on tour outside of Hawaii and sharing this music is that there's a different vibe than playing in Hawaii. When we go and travel to all these different places, it's apparent that whether it's someone who left Hawaii, left their home and moved to the mainland for whatever reason, or someone who's visited repeatedly and fallen in love with Hawaii, there's this burning, passionate longing, the heart for Hawaii, this love, this appreciation. Nothing is taken for granted. And they bring that vibe, that energy, that mana to the show. And our job as performers is to fulfill that and give back to them and give them a sense of Hawaii. I like to tell the audience, sorry Hawaiian Airlines, but you cannot beat one $20 plane ticket to Hawaii. So that's what we try to make the show. It's like close your eyes and for that hour or two you're in Hawaii. That's the joy that I get out of it, is bringing people home for that moment.
Ikapono o Hawaii ua mau ke ea o ka aina Ikapono o Hawaii.
Just for a day, our king and queen visit all these islands and saw everything. How would they feel about the changes of our land? Could you just imagine if they were around, saw highways on this sacred ground? How would they feel if they saw Hawaii? Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would start to realize our land is in great, great danger now.
If just for a day our king and queen would visit all these islands and saw everything, how would they feel about this modern city life? All the fighting that the king had done to conquer all these islands, now there's condominiums. How would they feel if they saw Hawaii? Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would stop to realize that our land is in great, great danger now. Would they feel? Would they smile, be content, or just cry? Cry for the gods, cry for the people, cry for the land that was taken away. And in the end you'll find Hawaii. Uamau ke okaina ikapono o Hawaii. Uamau ke okaina ikapono o Hawaii. Uamau
The life of the land
ke okaina
is perpetuated through righteousness. Life is perpetuated through a balanced relationship with the land. Ahui ho malama pono. Aloha each other. Aloha aina. Aloha.